So hello. For those who don't know me and who are watching the replay, my name is Gloria McLean.
And I am Mark McLean.
And this is my husband, who was once a very big skeptic when it came to Young Living and network marketing. He called them wizard tears and fairy farts at one point. So
yeah, I did.
So if you are watching and you have a spouse who is not on board, just know you'll win them over. You just keep oiling and they will come around eventually.
If they're sensible.
Only took like 3 months.
Nah, it probably took a little longer than that.
It took a
was
little
in
longer.
there.
So I'll just jump right into your story because I think it was really a pivotal moment in our oily journey, was when you burnt your face at work. Would you like to share about that experience?
Yes. So sometimes I have to deal with machines that make steam, and lo and behold, that burnt my face with the steam. And, as guys, I just kind of, it is what it is. It'll go away. It'll heal. And she noticed a big red burnt patch.
It was actually purple.
Yeah,
it was like purple. A dark purple, and it did not look okay.
Yes. So she insisted that she put some lavender on it. And by the next morning, the worst of it was able to just basically peel off to just be like a very mild, just looked very lightly colored. And I couldn't believe it because for me, the chances of it blistering at that point was probably going to be pretty good. And it totally took it out of it, and just I was amazed. I was like, holy cow.
And
that really did something.
And then he was like, do you have anything for sleep? And I was like, yes, I do. And there became the let's reach for an oil for things.
I think on this caveat, I think it should be stated that it was more of like steps. It was baby more steps,
very gentle baby steps.
Yeah. Well, and it was even with your journey, like with health issues since we had been together.
Yes. So for my story, gosh, I feel like I've told it so many times, but I always know there's somebody watching who hasn't heard it, so I will share it. I lived with chronic pain for 9 years, and it's really funny when I look back now, it actually wasn't 9 years. When I really think about it, from a very young age, I always had ear infections. I always had issues digesting certain foods, but when I grew up, like, people didn't have allergies. So that wasn't a thing. Yeah. So we didn't know to look into any of that stuff. So I always had ear infections. I had acne since I was 12. I had sleep issues from a young age. Then the chronic pain really hit in my early 20s, where I just woke up one day and I was so achy I could barely lift my arm. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of frozen shoulder, but that's like where it started for me. I couldn't lift my arm and I was like, I didn't do anything. I don't know what's going on. And then from that point on, it was just like chronic aches, chronic pain. I felt like I was like 90 years old in a 20-year-old body when most people feel like they're best and they're out partying. I was constantly canceling plans with people. I think people just thought I was flaky, but I didn't want to tell anybody how sick I really was. And of course, like me and him have been together for almost 18 years now. So he was there throughout this whole journey, watching me so sick, and he would make me go doctor after doctor after doctor. And there are a lot of amazing doctors out there. I just want to say, like, yay for the amazing doctors in the world. But when it comes to kind of chronic health issues, I just found that I was having a lot of medications thrown at me, and nobody wanted to talk about getting to the root of what was going on. Nobody wanted to figure it out. It was just kind of like, let's slap a Band-Aid on it, is the way that I felt in the places that I went in my own experience.
And the solutions that were provided weren't getting to a better result. It wasn't getting better. There'd be small wins, and then it wasn't getting to where, she was living a quality of life that one would expect somebody would have in their 20s.
Yeah, I'm the one that has, like, when it says like, here are the side effects that may happen, I'm the lucky one that gets like all the side effects. So anytime I took medication, I was like dizzy or tired, or like I would just have all of like the things you'd like, depressed, anxious, like all the things that tells you, like, if you take this, here's the things that may happen. And I was like the lucky one that got all the things. And so I decided I was done taking any of that kind of stuff. And I met a beautiful doctor who took one look at me one day and said, you really need to clean up your food. Something in your diet is causing all this crazy cystic acne. And she was the first doctor that said that to me. And so I cleaned up my food, which was amazing. If you're watching this and you're dealing with anything like that, food is such an amazing place to start, because it's like, we don't want to be eating chemicals and we don't want to be putting them on our skin. We'll get to that. So I cleaned that out, but I was still dealing with aches and pains. My skin had cleared up somewhat, but I was still dealing with acne. And that was a huge help cleaning up my food. But I was just taking Advil every day. That's just how I got through the day. Probably like 4 to 6 extra strength Advils a day, to mom and to clean and to work and just to get through the day, so that I wasn't just achy on the couch. And then in cut to 2016, I started working with the lovely Lisa Blackstock, and I would come to work and I would be kind of achy, and she would notice things, and she saw my skin, and she would just hear me, because people complain all the time, guys. Just listen, and people are begging for these products, and I was literally begging, and she would offer them, and I was like, oh, no, I don't want any of your weird hippie stuff. Like, I was so stubborn. I thought, I've tried everything. This is just how I am now. Like, I've cleaned my diet up. I was buying stuff from the health food store that I thought was clean, and so I thought I had it figured out. I didn't think she had anything new to offer me. And so I pushed Young Living away for 7 months, and I kicked myself to this day that I did that. Even though she would bring me like a Zing or a Ningxia or something from Young Living, and I would try it and I would love it, but I was so scared of like getting locked into anything that I just would act like it was okay. But I did love it. And then I actually got hospitalized in July or June 2016. And that was kind of the lowest point in my health. And they told me there that I had to stop taking ibuprofen. The damage it was doing to my guts was really, really bad. I won't get into too much gory details. I felt like I have nowhere else to turn. If I can't take that, like I can't take any of the heavier medications because they make me feel so yucky. I don't want to be in pain. And so I decided that I was going to try, I called it the stupid Whaley kit is what I called it, to Lisa's face. sorry, Lisa. I was like, I'm ready to try the stupid starter kit. And she was like, I have one in my trunk. And she got me it out of my trunk and she signed me up. And as soon as I started driving home, I had like instant buyer's guilt. I'm like, a mom, I don't spend money on myself. I was like, what if these don't even work? Like, what have I done? And then I got home, I started diffusing, and right away I fell in love with the smell. I loved the way my house smelled. I loved the calm energy. I thought, is this a coincidence? My kids are calmer. I feel good. Like,
but now they're at home and she's got to defend herself again with a guy that's calling them wizard tears. Fairy farts.
But you
what
let me use
stuff?
them. But
okay,
right. You did.
Okay, go on.
You just didn't want to use them yourself.
Yeah.
So then I remember too, she was like, I'm going to sign you up for our rewards program called Essential Rewards. And next month, if you want anything. And I was like, whoa, lady. Like, I don't want anything next month. Don't sign me up for this crazy thing. Like, I don't. And she said, no, I won't let anything come. And you're in full control and we can cancel, but I want to get you this free oil. And so I was like, okay, free oil. Let's do this thing. And I'm really grateful she did sign me up on that, because the next month, I just had so many little wins from the oils. Like, we were sleeping better, the house was calmer, things smelled better, my skin was clearing up.
The kids were calmer.
If you have kids, the kids were calmer. I would have paid $1,000 for lavender because the kids were sleeping. And so we had all these little wins, and I was actually really excited to try the Thieves Kit the following month. And swapping out the cleaners in my house for that Thieves bundle, you guys, was like a major game changer in our health. One of the biggest changes I saw was in my middle daughter, Danielle. She had breathing issues from a young age. She had all these crazy food allergies. And now that I think about it, I'm like, duh. But as soon as we stopped, using candles, and we stopped cleaning with things that had like a skull and bones on them, and we stopped bringing that kind of stuff into the house, her breathing got better. And I'm like, why did I not know that? But you know what? No shame in this game. I used to love all the fragrance. I didn't know better. And now that I know better, I tell other people about it as well. And then in our third month, I got the Ninja, and we're going to go through kind of these bundles tonight, but that was another huge one for me. My skin completely cleared up. I was no longer feeling joint pain anymore. I was like, I felt younger than I had in 10 years. And so I went from saying, I don't want these oils. I don't want to be on your rewards program. This stuff is hippy dippy, to I think I need to tell other people about this.
Yeah. We're in.
We're in. And now I'm all in. And
Yeah.
now I'm crazy oily later, 5 years later. Crazy oily lady, 5 years later. Say
That's
that.
it. Yeah.
5 times fast. And so that is why I share still. It's why I love doing calls like this, is because it really doesn't seem like making these simple swaps can make such a huge impact in our health, but it absolutely can. And I wish I would have known sooner. So I am going to share a few slides with you guys tonight, because I want you to see what products, like what ingredients, sorry, that you want to avoid, and why, and what body burden is, and all that kind of stuff. Because it's one thing for me just to share my story, but I want you to see the reasoning behind it. So I am like not tech savvy, so I'm just hoping that this is gonna work out. Here we go. Can everybody see that?
Right on. Okay.
Okay. Yay. Okay, so we are gonna learn. Oh, I'll let you read it, or you don't want to read it?
No, that's good.
Okay.
We'll let you get started. But
like,
I just wanted to say that absolutely, and everything that she said, being her spouse and living in the space and seeing these changes happen, that was like, almost 15 years of struggling, and then seeing these wins happen with the oils, with the changing, with removing the toxic products, with actually learning about these toxic products and why they're so bad for you, and then to see real hand these wins. We haven't really talked about this, but when Glow started, she did a lot of or was doing lots of one-on-ones at home and whatnot. And I would have the ladies that would come back, because it is such a good community. I'd be at home. I'm listening. It's happening around me.
When his stubborn butt didn't want us to have oil classes, and he was in the other room secretly listening.
Well, it's right there, right?
I love you.
The ladies that would come back that were using the oils, the stories that they were sharing were so authentic. The wins that they were having, I'm like, I can't point to one other product that we use in our daily lives that I hear somebody talking like this about these products. I'm like, that really does say something, because like, think of all the things you interact with during the day. This is now something that you're hearing people come back, either every week or every second week, and saying, oh, I've really noticed this, or I've really noticed that, and this has been a win, and that's been a win. And just to see how the getting rid of some of that stuff, and kind of living the young living lifestyle, really made a difference. And you just can't buy that type of authenticity. Like, it's true. So continue.
I love it. Doing classes with your husbands, it's really fun, guys. So what to expect, like I said, we're going to talk about just what ingredients can be harmful. We're going to highlight some key ingredients of what to avoid, how they can affect us, and where they can be found. Discuss some simple strategies to begin to detoxify your home, and see why reducing harmful ingredients is an attainable goal, and one that you can easily start. Because I remember thinking, like, this is so overwhelming, and where do you even begin? So if you have that fear, let's put that at ease. Okay, we're gonna make that easy. So important terms, endocrine disruptors. So you can read on there as well. So endocrine disruptors, they interfere with the body's endocrine system. So developmental, reproductive, neurological, and immune effects. So basically what happens is, when we're putting on these products onto our skin, everything we put on our skin absorbs into our body, okay? And so when we use something like SLS, which we're going to talk about in a sec here, when it goes into our body, it's a synthetic hormone. It's like a synthetic hormone. So our body's like, we need to produce estrogen. And normally what happens is our body goes, here's some estrogen, and then they bind together, and then they like go on their happy little way, and they're like, yay, we made a little puzzle. So when we use these products that have this fake synthetic property, we go, we need this. And then something comes along that's synthetic and binds, and it goes, oh, no, we don't need to make this. And so the reason that I just wanted to share that little story is because I bet you know dozens of women that are on a thyroid medication, right? It's like, that's a pandemic. Like when you start to see how many women are on thyroid medications, it's like we need to start looking at what's in our products.
The root
so
cause.
Endocrine disruptors is a super important term, and one that I recommend like doing your own research on, not just taking my word for it, right? Like go and research this and empower yourself with this information. So carcinogens, known to cause cancer. It's crazy to me that this kind of stuff is even in products. Like, just, I don't get it. Bioaccumulation, this is another really important word, because you'll talk to a lot of people that will say, oh, I've been using this kind of stuff forever and I'm totally fine. Meanwhile, it's like, they have like hormone issues, or they're not sleeping right, or they can't lose weight, and they're dealing with like low libido and all this kind of stuff. And you're like, are you really fine? But bioaccumulation, so that's what happened to me. I used all this kind of stuff over time, and then finally the system broke, because our bodies are meant to self-heal and thrive. But when they're so burdened by all of this stuff, it just adds up until something.
And just on the,
I am finally off my thyroid meds after 4 years.
Yeah.
Yay. And also, just so everyone knows, don't just go off medications like willy-nilly. Tanya took 4, like, right? Like, there is a good time for medications. It's just when we get into this state of where we're abusing things that we don't fully need. So Tanya took her time. She did it the right way. Go, Tanya. Just had to say that. What were you going to say, babe?
Well, and it's just the process of bioaccumulation, that is so underscored in our society of we call it getting old. We are constantly told, oh, you just feel that way because you're getting old. Time out here. If we're looking after ourselves in the right way, and we have the good products and good mental thoughts and good abilities, this balance that your body has, you shouldn't be suffering these things. You shouldn't have to go on all these medications. We shouldn't be here, whether we're male or female, our kids, whoever. The fact that most people want to ignore that bioaccumulation is a real thing is brutal in itself. So that to me is like a major part, because that highlighted all the stuff that Glow was going through. I was like, oh man,
but like, if you don't know, you don't know.
You don't know.
Yeah. Also, fun fact, squirrel moment, but I feel like everyone needs to know about this, is progesterone. So progestins oil is basically it's like a youth hormone, you guys. Did you know that? Like, I didn't know that it was so good for like youth, and we stopped making it as we get older. And I just read an amazing thing about that. So I'm like, also get on that progestins. So why this matters. So there was a time I believed everything I was buying off of a store shelf was safe. That could unfortunately not be further from the truth. So once you start to really read the labels, you're going to see products that are caked with carcinogens, endocrine disruptors, unfortunately, even baby products. That was one of the most hard things for me when I started doing this journey, was uncovering, like, it's even in our baby products, these hormone, like synthetic hormones and stuff. It's yucky. And that's why it's so important to have this conversation, and not just me have this conversation, but each of you to go and like tell someone you love about this, because I know what it's like to be really, really sick, and health really is wealth.
Yes. So just even, on that. So Health Canada, or in Canada, there's roughly 80,000 chemical products that are approved through Health Canada means, but they have no idea how those chemicals interact with each other, how the products that they have can be affecting each other. That's not something that they go and do. So when we see a approved product, well, I took it as, oh, well, they know. Well, they don't know. It's buyer beware,
Yeah.
you know.
So body burden, we talked about this. So continuous exposure overloads our natural detoxification system and leads to a buildup. Our skin is our largest organ. So whatever we put on it is going to go in it. And I mean, it just goes to show, think about how many medications are out there that you put on your skin, right? And like, I know women especially have that. So what you put on your skin goes in your body. I think everyone on this call knows that, but in case anyone's watching the replay and you've never heard of that, now you know. So the endocrine system, so the pineal gland. So when I was saying like I wasn't sleeping and I couldn't figure out why I wasn't sleeping, and now that I know all these products that were messing with my endocrine system, it's messing with your melatonin, it's affecting your sleep patterns. So body temperature, hunger, thirst, fatigue, sex organs, thyroid, right? We talked about that. Kidneys, temperature regulation. I'm not going to read all of it, but so immune system, hormones, sex hormones, cortisol. So when we have high cortisol, we don't lose weight. We're like in this high stress, right? And that's not good for women, especially tend to go into this where we're in this holding on to that cortisol. So look at all of these things that our endocrine system is in charge of. Like that's why it matters so much that we don't want to use products that are messing with it. Testes, ovaries, reproductive glands, all that kind of stuff. I could talk about this for like days and days and days, because it's so unfortunate how many women I know now that are struggling to even get pregnant. And I mean, it's just crazy, these numbers that are going up every year and this kind of stuff. And then when you start to learn what's in your products, it's crazy.
Like,
so the dirty dozen, these are the top dangerous chemicals to watch out for. I'm not going to go through all of the dirty dozen. I recommend going through it yourself and really getting comfortable with the terms. The two main ones that you want to look out for are SLS and fragrance. So the term fragrance on a cosmetic ingredients list usually represents a complex mixture of dozens of chemicals. So 3,000 chemicals are used as fragrances. So it's an obvious ingredient in perfumes, colognes, deodorants, but it's used in nearly every type of personal care product. And those products that say fragrance free, they actually just add another chemical in there to mask the fragrant smell. So it actually has more chemicals, which blew my mind. And this is all stuff that you guys can like easily Google for yourself and learn about yourself. So fragrance is a really big one that we stay away from, and SLS. So again, here's all the dirty dozen. We won't go through all of them. I'm just going to go to number 5 here, sodium lauryl sulfite. So this is what's used. This is what makes bubbles. This is what makes like foaming. It's in cosmetics, shampoos, cleansers. It's in a lot of kids products. This one is a hormone mimicker. This is one that we really, really want to avoid. They all are terrible. Like triclosan is an antibiotic and it's in toothpaste. So every day you brush your teeth, you're using a low grade, not you guys, but people are using a low-grade antibiotic and not being aware of it. And what happens with antibiotics, if we use and abuse them too much when we actually need them, they don't work for us. We build up like immunity to it. So we don't want it in our toothpaste. But SLS, that's one where I started to look at labels even from the health food store that I was spending like way more money on, thinking I was being really good. And I'd flip it over because the label looks so pretty with the green leaf and a white bottle, and it said free of this, 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 this. And I turn it over and it was like fragrance SLS. I'm like, okay. More on the dirty dozen. So parabens, formaldehyde. Again, definitely recommend looking into that. So, but what can I do? So I want to really state that I don't want any of the information that I'm sharing with you today to scare you or make you feel any kind of guilt about what you've used. What you can do is simply becoming aware. Like this is huge. Your body's amazing, and it's amazing how quick you can detox from things and like start to get better. Trust me on this, okay? Because I've lived it. So I'm like, trust me on this. Focus on the things you can control, know what ingredients to avoid, taking action. So like you're the gatekeeper of your home. We cannot control everything. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm big on like the low tox living. So Young Living products are toxin free, but I'm not perfect. I'm a human. I cannot be perfect all the time. I wish I could, but I'm far from it. And so, you can't avoid everything. You have to go outside and you have to go into stores and you're going to smell things. And so it's just, what are you bringing in your home? That's really where the focus becomes, because that's where you are in control. So replacing items that are used the most frequently, replacing items used on those most susceptible. So when I first got started, I didn't have a baby at the time. My kids were older. Had I had a newborn, I probably would have started with the baby products first, right? So it's like, who's the most susceptible? Where are you using the products most frequently? What are regular household tasks you perform using products with potentially harmful chemicals? Foods that you eat. Again, I can't stress the food one enough as well, because your gut health is everything. Another thing to research after this call. Which items are you exposed to every day in the morning? And the interesting one about that is that women typically use I think it's like 1,200 toxic chemicals before they leave the house for work, because when you think about it, without being aware, you're using shampoo, conditioner, makeup, lotions, perfume. Think about all the things you're putting on. So they say, yeah, a minimum of 1,200 toxic chemicals before a woman even leaves her house. So that's crazy. Which products do you need to take a closer look at the ingredients?
Right. Great.
Oh, I thought you were
No,
going to
no,
say
this is
something.
good.
You're
I
like,
am actually, because you make a really good point here, because we are the gatekeepers to what gets brought in our house. And I always like to bring this point up because it highlights that purchasing power. Company like Johnson's and Johnson's here in Canada, they had a 260.
You're not supposed to call out other companies,
Whoops.
babe.
$262 million lawsuit in Canada
It's okay, safe space.
for their baby powder. Okay. They were found guilty on this, had to pay this
multiple times.
Right. The product wasn't taken off the shelf.
No.
The company didn't fold under such a massive lawsuit. And why? Because they have multiple products that people are buying. It is your purchasing power. It is your choice to participate in buying that stuff that allows them to continue on. So when I really kind of figured that out, I was like, oh man, yeah. We have an incredible amount of purchasing power at the personal level.
If we stop buying things, companies will stop making them.
Yeah. Totally.
They want, right? Yeah. It's like, it truly, we do vote with our dollar.
Where do you want your money going to? Yeah. Because what I feel that we found with Young Living, there's just so much value on so many different levels, but we'll get there. It's true.
I love you. And like I said, give yourself so much grace, right? Once you know better, you do better. There's no need to feel guilt. I want all of this information to truly make you feel empowered, because our awareness is so powerful, you guys. And there was a time where I didn't know. I bought all of the sheets that went in the dryer and I would put them in my vents to make my house smell good. I used all the clean, it's crazy. So we got to just give ourselves some grace, right? So up next, we're going to talk about why we love Young Living. I think we kind of, so Seed to Seal, the foundation, our rewards program, how to get started, and recommendations for swapping out the biggest toxins for your first 3 months. Because for me, when I got started, I found I was like, there's so many things and I'm overwhelmed. And so it really helped me to have here you go. Here are some easy ways that you can start. So this isn't ways that you have to start. These are just recommendations to help anybody who felt like I did, where I was like, don't make me think. Yeah. I have to think about what I have to make for dinner every night. Don't make me think about this. So why Young Living? So they actually have over 600 products, and that is growing all the time. So a lot of people think Young Living is just essential oils, but that could not be further from the truth. We have supplements, baby products, makeup, men's line. I wish we had toilet paper. We would have literally everything. There's food. There's so much stuff. You can really replace so many things through this company. So Young Living's community offers members a way to discover wellness in every facet of life. Again, this is so, so true. This community of passionate, like-minded people that embrace naturally derived solutions as a way to uplift their families and support their communities, building social and mental wellness. I can't stress that enough right now, because I feel like it's real important right now to have a good group of people around you that get it. Sorry, that was my little. So building social and mental wellness, while our pure products support emotional, spiritual, and physical wellness. So this truly is a whole life wellness company. Like, I had no idea what I was getting into when I bought that starter bundle. But man, like, I have made the best friends along this journey.
Yeah.
We've traveled to some amazing places. I got into personal development and growth mindset through this journey. So it was like, not only was it just like my physical health, it was like everything shifted. And man, like, I couldn't be more grateful.
You my people.
You're so cute. So Seed to Seal, Young Living embraces a rigorous quality control standard to help ensure our products meet strict specifications. So Seed to Seal is our commitment to help ensure that with every pure essential oil and Young Living product your family uses, you're enjoying the benefits of our global resources, industry leadership over 2 decades of innovation. So Young Living has been doing this for like 27 years, you guys. This isn't a fad they're hopping on now because now it's cool and now people are starting to get it. This is something they've been passionate about way before people were ever talking about it. Like, they thought they were crazy for starting this company. Like, who's going to care about pure products? But Gary Young cared, his family cared for this long. And so I think that speaks volumes. They're here to make a difference, and it really is purpose over product. Yes.
And after being to multiple farms now, I can honestly say the seed deal is 100% reality. The transparency at the farms, the participation at the farms.
I tried to look for hidden doors. I tried, you guys. There was no hidden doors.
There's not.
Everything was transparent.
It just really is great to see the contribution and the involvement that they bring to the Seed to Seal, right from the guys running from the farms. Just Gary Young's vision is just he really was a visionary for modern health. You know.
It was so beautiful too. My husband and I got to go to, well, Mark and I, you guys know him now. I don't have to say my husband. Mark and I went to Ecuador right before the world shut down. I'm so grateful that we did that. And we got to meet a child that we sponsor through Young Living, the Young Living Foundation, which is on the next slide. But when we pulled up to the farm, it's like you have the workers outside playing soccer with the little kids that live there, and they have housing for people that live in Ecuador so that they can work on the farm and have a house. And when you see the way people live over there, and then you see them in these safe, like, little communities on the farms and playing soccer, it was like, it's truly out of this world. Like, you'd have to see it to believe it, because I don't think I would have believed it without seeing it. But I do recommend taking like a screenshot or just going and checking out Seed to Seal for yourself. And so the other thing too is that essential oils are not regulated. So essential oils can say therapeutic, organic, 100% on the label, but nobody is looking into it. Nobody is checking to see if that's true. And so Young Living, they have their Seed to Seal. They also go through, in Canada, they go through Health Canada. They have third-party testing. So it's not just them saying this is 100% pure.
So even at the farms, they have labs at the farms
that was cool.
that they do all the testing. So when they make a batch, every batch gets tested, and they have like mass spectrometry where they're actually reading all the constituents of the oils, where you really get to see, this is the real deal. We distill them through this process, which is super fascinating to see.
Copper, like, because the copper did something special, and they don't ever clean anything with bleach like a lot of other companies might do.
It just doesn't work like that.
It was truly incredible. Everyone should go to a farm. We have one in Canada, Fort Nelson.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes. I have not been to that one. I've been to farms everywhere else, but not in Canada yet, which is funny. But go to a farm. You can literally show up at any time and they will welcome you in, whether you're a member or not, and let you see the process. And it's amazing. So the foundation. So this company is so passionate about making an enduring impact in the world. Again, my husband and I, we've had the amazing opportunity to go meet the child we sponsor, meet his family, go to the school that they started in Ecuador. And it's truly just amazing what this company is doing. Not only are they helping people, but they're also helping people by giving them jobs and teaching them how to start businesses and really like helping them be empowered. So it's not just a hand out, it's a hand up. And that is something that we got to see firsthand. Go and check out younglivingfoundation.org and read about what they're doing. It's truly incredible. I really do hope that we have a lot more companies that start doing stuff like this. I don't want Young Living to stand alone in this. As much as I'm like rah Young Living, I do hope that other companies get involved.
We've sponsored other children and other programs, but it's never felt like there was a connection. You know, you get a picture, you see this going on, but actually seeing and meeting Dylan and his family, that was really great. But to see how the school, like when we were there were kids graduating. There were kids graduating as part of the program that the foundation is bringing in. And in their graduation, there was definitely a portion of them that were going to university, that were going to work for Young Living. Like it really just showed me.
And some that wanted to come back and be teachers.
Yeah, it was just really good to see that this really the foundation is great. Just again, another awesome part.
We're going back. We're gonna go do another service trip as soon as we can.
Yes.
Because it is life changing.
Yeah, it's cool.
So essential rewards. This is the thing I said I wanted nothing to do with, and now it's been 5 years, and I've never missed a month, and I'm obsessed with it. So if you're wanting to see the biggest impact, what we love to say here is the ditch and switch. So I do know very rare some people that they get started and they just like ditch everything at once. I was not one of those people. Yeah, Tanya's like, that was me. Yeah, I was not that person. I was a waitress when I started Young Living. So I was like, the starter bundle was like a big spend for me. So it was like small steps. Every month I just did small steps. And every month I felt better and better and better. So I'm happy with the way that happened. If I could have probably did it all at once, maybe I would have done that. But I did the ditch and switch. So I went month by month. So you just you swap out the toxic products in your home for clean ones. And there's no better way to do that than with ER. You get up to 25% back in points. So I literally do not buy my Ninja or a lot of my supplements anymore. I just use points in my store like cash. And then if you order between the 1st and the 5th, you also get a free $10 credit. So I literally don't even pay shipping anymore. It's like the most amazing rewards program I've ever seen. And you're in full control. So a lot of people are like, I don't want to be tied into anything. Like you're not. It's easy to opt out right from your computer. You don't have to talk to anybody. You're in control of what comes, when it comes. You can move your date. You can change your subscription box as often as you'd like. Somebody said, do I have to order every month to me? And I was like, no, you get to order. You get to order once a month and get all these amazing like benefits and rewards. And now I actually have my husband, his own account, because let me tell you guys, I have got 3 kids and sometimes my brain doesn't function fully. And so I'll press like the order button and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot to get more like laundry soap or this. And then I just hop over to his and I pop it in there and then I get double the rewards points. Then I go on shopping sprees all the time. It's great.
And when you start ordering free Ninja and stuff with your points, it just tastes
it tastes better. It tastes better when it's free.
I mean, you gotta know.
Oh goodness, I love it. So it really is the best. There's no risk. It doesn't cost anything to get started. You can opt out easily. It's the best. So wondering where to start. So I started personally with the oils and I loved that. But looking at the biggest health impact in my home, I would probably say the Thieves bundle would be the place to start. One capful of the Thieves cleaner makes an entire spray bottle, so it works out to be less than $1 for your cleaner that cleans everything in your house, you guys, literally everything, window streak free, stainless steel. There's tons of videos you can look up where they've done swab tests with like raw chicken on the counter and toilets, and then they've swabbed to see like, does this actually work? And it works on everything. We're on a septic system, and our septic health has been like, ever since we started using it, because with other cleaners, it kills all the bacteria, but we want good bacteria. We don't want to kill all the bacteria. We want to kill the not so good stuff, and we want to keep the good stuff. So everything's highly concentrated, goes a long way, more affordable, safe for you and the family. I've literally walked in to my 3-year-old spraying Thieves directly into her mouth. And I was really grateful that it was non-toxic.
Important note there, we weren't calling poison control.
Yes. She had a glass of water. Her immune system was extra good that day.
Yeah, seems kind of important.
I just wanted to say, because when I first got this, I was like, what did I just spend money on? This is the smallest little bottle I have ever seen for laundry soap. I thought this is going to last me a day. We have a lot of people in my house, but it's actually, Gary did not want to have a big plastic footprint. Like he wanted to reduce his carbon footprint. So it's not water. So when you get those big jugs, the main ingredient is actually water. So you're not getting more. I know this looks very deceiving, but it's actually 1 teaspoon, not tablespoon, teaspoon. You heard me right. Does an entire load of laundry. So this actually lasts forever as long as I don't let my 15-year-old or my husband do laundry, because they use too much.
That's not true. I use like a thumbnail.
I am in charge. I think they do that.
And then she comes and watches me. What are you doing over here? What are you
You
doing over
only
here?
need a teaspoon, babe. Okay, so you get all that amazing stuff, and yes, you need more than 1 diffuser. Let me just say that, because you're going to see another diffuser on the next page.
I just think at that point, the important part in that message
is that you're doing laundry.
I was doing laundry.
You know what? Yes.
Okay, let's go on.
So month 2, highly recommend. And again, this is just recommendations. You can start with oils, you can start with makeup, you can start with baby, whatever floats your boat or finds your lost remote. The Desert Mist diffuser bundle is my fave. I love my diffuser. I'll show you guys just really quick here. Maybe we'll just pick like 2 oils to talk about. But before we do, let me just show you. There's like a whole other layer under here. So if you get this, don't forget to open up this little trap door, because there's a whole bunch of goodness under here. Okay, so pick your 2 favorites.
Oh, geez.
And then talk about why you love them, babe.
Okay. I can't just pick these 2.
Well, I'm going to talk about 2 as well. You got this.
Okay.
Now pick 2 different ones.
I am a massive Thieves fan.
Yes.
I love Thieves. This is so good. They made it into other stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Well, it's true.
It's true.
The whole line, from the toothpaste to the laundry soap to the cleaner,
Yes.
to the Thieves itself. I really just, this is one of those oils that it has so many benefits, and it's so good. It's just so good.
Oh my gosh, I cannot pick.
I know, right? It's so hard. And so the other one, just because of its overall versatility for all things health, frankincense.
Yes.
Again, just a little googly search. And you start looking up what this little magic bottle, the contents of this little guy right here, will do for you in your mental health, skin health, all of it. And the fact that Young Living is one of the only Western companies that has a true supply out of Oman.
Oman,
Yeah.
is that right? Yeah.
It's a fantastic product that I think is massively undertold. Plus the 3 wise men.
They can't be wrong.
Right. They brought it to little baby Jesus.
Okay, I don't know which ones to pick, but I'm just gonna
No,
go
that's
with.
good.
I'm gonna go with my instinct. So
Good.
with the frankincense. Okay, this is not compliant story.
Stay compliant. Good.
Okay. What I will say, so we found out right before summer that I had skin cancer, and I did what the doctor told me to do. I did all the steps that I was walked through. I still follow doctor's orders. I'm a
Yeah.
big, like I said, doctors can be really great. But what I also did was I used frankincense because frankincense puts oxygen in the body, and it knows when something is abnormal in or on the skin. So I used it, and I didn't need to have surgery when I thought I had to have surgery.
Mhm.
So I don't know if it was the Frank, but
I think it was.
I'm really grateful for frankincense.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of.
It was a
number
combination.
of
I did
things.
also listen to the doctors.
Yes.
So lavender here, I have to pick. It's kind of one of the most, thank you, one of the most common oils that a lot of people know and talk about. And usually they talk about it for like relaxation kind of thing and for making like pillow sprays and that kind of stuff. And yes, it's amazing for all of that. But this is what really turned my skin around when I was dealing with crazy acne. And so this is one of my favorites, and it helped my kids sleep better. So I feel like I would have paid, like I said at the beginning, $1,000 for just this one bottle, because I had tried everything for my skin, and this little bottle really changed the game. This and Ninja together, that combo.
Mhm.
But the Ninja came in after. But anyways, so for skin, just put it on. We have a V6 oil. If you're like me, I can't use like grapeseed or olive oil or coconut oil or anything like that on my face, or I'll break out. So the V6 oil from Young Living is my favorite. If you're not like me and you can put that on your skin and you don't have a breakout, then grapeseed oil is good. I find olive oil kind of has a smell, so maybe don't use that in your roller bottles, but grapeseed is pretty good. Or jojoba. Never mind. You don't have to know how to say things, right?
I like the V6. Yeah, I like the V6.
And then the other one, oh, you took it. The other one is peppermint that I have to talk about because this one is amazing. Cover your ears, babe. No, if it's that time of the month and you have a cramp or anything like that, this oil for cramps. My mom uses it for hot flashes. Sorry, mom, not to give away your secrets. And like if you work out and you can't sit down the next day because it's like you did too many squats. I don't know if anyone else is in that boat right now, but I just started working out again after not working out for like a long time, and my legs are really sore today. So mix it with coconut oil, and then it goes a lot further that way. You'll get a lot more use out of your essential oil. And if an oil ever feels too hot or too cool, just use like a fatty soluble, and that will just cut it right away. Do not use water. Water and oils do not mix, okay? So if you get peppermint in your eye and you start splashing water in there, it's gonna make it amplify. So if you just take like a tissue paper, put some oil on that, like olive oil, grapeseed oil, V6, it'll just come right out. Not that I've ever got peppermint in my eye. I'm just kidding. I have lots. I forget to wash my hands sometimes after I put my oils on, and then I'll like do that. Sorry. And then Ninja, I wanted to talk about really quick too. So this is what we said for the third month. And the reason I said that, oh, I haven't said it yet. See, anyways. So month 3, this bundle, you guys, this is a new bundle and it's an ER exclusive. So if you can only get the Ninja, definitely go with the Ninja because it's a full body support. And that's amazing. If you can do the full meal deal, Sulfurzyme is life-changing, okay? If you have hair, teeth, skin, nails, you need Sulfurzyme basically. There's so many, like, right? That's one of the ones that really helped with my joint pain too. I will not go without Sulfurzyme and Ninja. I love that combo. Essential Zymes. I literally have these. There's like a glare, sorry. This just came, and then I have more just sitting beside my desk because if I eat like gluten or if I have dairy, I get really bloated, and these are a lifesaver. They literally melt the food in your belly. They just put in all those good enzymes. As we get older, it's another thing that we don't really make as much. That's why you see like older people kind of just take a few small bites and then they're really full because they don't have those enzymes breaking their food down like we do when we're young. We're all young though. Look at how young we all are. So, but yeah, one of my favorite supplements as well. And then Life 9, you can't really see the bottle in there, but that is your probiotic. Yes. So that puts like a good army of bugs in your stomach. It's really great to take it at night. A little trick is to leave it out by your toothbrush so that you don't forget, because it works best at night when you're laying down and it can really like do its job. If you take it in the day, it's still going to work, but you're eating and you're moving and it's not going to have the exact same effect. So this combo right here, and the reason I suggested it month 3 is because if you're still using chemical cleaners and you're still using, you're still reaching for the medicine cabinet, you're still reaching for all that other stuff, your body's just going to kind of trying to like fight itself. Whereas if you remove all of those toxic chemicals out of your home, then now you're replenishing and you're rebuilding and you're like, your body is doing what it's supposed to do, is heal.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Life 9 is a probiotic.
Oh, sorry. Probiotic. Sulfurzyme is a prebiotic.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
It's everything you need in one bundle.
Right. But I honestly, like, I'm
a
couple years away from 50 at this point, and just the Life 9, I just right? those things are good.
Look how young you look. No. He has always just looked young. That's the thing. So the Ninja Red. So this drink right here, we actually have a call going on tomorrow at 11. If you're watching this replay, sorry. No, but we can get you the replay of the Ninja call if you're watching this after 11 tomorrow. But it's just going to be people that are not even Young Living distributors. They're just people who have had amazing wins from this one drink alone. If I could take one product to a deserted island, it would be Ninja, because it has essential oils in it. It's a full body support. It has helped me so much in so many ways. I don't crash anymore at 2 p.m. My skin is better than it's ever been. You just
once again, the wins that I've heard, we had somebody that was going for iron injections, and they started on some Ninja. Within a month, they didn't have to do it anymore because they were replacing those nutrients in their
body starts to be able to absorb it better.
Uptake.
So it's not so much the Ninja giving you all the iron, it's that you're cleaning out the pipes and then you're absorbing the nutrients better.
Exactly. Perfectly said.
Yes. So if anything else, Ninja is a great one. If you can get the bundle, that's amazing too. Again, these are just recommendations. So transfer by.
So can I just because we've touched on a few oils, we didn't really talk about the whole kit, but just from a guy's perspective, it took me like a year probably before I realized, hey, like I actually use
every single one
of these products. And if it's not like on me or for me, it's for the kids. It's for something in life, like, so, if guys are listening to this, just, these are good things. Don't discount it. Took me like a year to really realize.
They are not wizard tears and fairy farts. They actually work.
They are good things.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Totally. Transfer buying.
Right. So transfer buying. So what I'm not buying in a store anymore. So it's really important to realize that you're not spending more money when you start to transfer out to toxin-free products. You're just transferring money that you're already spending into your very own store where you have full control. Everything comes right to your door. You don't got to strap the kids into a car seat and go store to store reading labels. It's the best. Yeah. But I don't buy any of those things anymore in a store. So that has made it super affordable. Because I think a lot of people think it's extra, but you're not going to the store and buying those other things anymore. And so it really does balance out.
And if you're going to the store and buying those things, are they giving you 25%
back? Yeah, right. So we are meant to thrive. I love this image right here with the 2 fish. To me, it really hit home for me when I saw it so many years ago. And it's, how would you treat a sick fish? So theory 1 is you medicate the fish. Theory 2 is you clean out the fish tank, right? And so that's what we're doing here with our products. It's not that the products are necessarily healing. It's that we are taking off all of the stuff that's burdening our bodies so that our body can do what it's designed to do naturally, which is to heal. And so that picture, I don't know, spoke such volumes. And this is our very last slide, you guys. So empowering members. Many of our members fall head over heels in love with the products and community and may consider building a Young Living business. Once they begin to share the products they love with others, the compensation plan empowers them to create a brighter future with additional income that they can earn as they share our products. The compensation plan is so much more than a paycheck. It empowers members with a way to discover freedom, a word that means a lot, and meaning through passion motivated sharing. And, you know, just so everybody knows watching this, you don't ever have to share with anybody if you don't want to. I remember saying I never would. And so whether you just want the products, you want to share occasionally, or you want to build a business, talk to the person that invited you to watch this call today to get more information, or reach out to us. And we would love to help. I always loved I think it was Carla Green that said, Young Living is like a smorgasbord. Like you get to fill your plate with whatever you want to fill your plate with. And if you want the community, you can put the community on there. If you want the business, you can put that on there. If you want, you know, just the products, or if you want it all, like it's up to you. And that's what I loved, is there was never pressure or quotas that I had to hit. It was truly just, I shared when I wanted to share. And so,
well, and these products and this lifestyle has done such an amazing thing for us and our family and for the people around us, that I share as much as I can. I share
he does.
People,
he talks to everybody.
I do, because I really do believe that there has been so many wins, little wins, big wins, daily wins, weekly wins, monthly wins, with
still
this.
Having wins. Yeah.
For real. Like I just haven't found something that has provided this.
Just a
this
few
kind
oils
of,
now, guys, if you can see them all. Just one shelf. I have more. It might become an obsession. I'm just saying.
It's really good. We've really met, and a great community of people, like-minded people. We've just sharing other experiences. And you know what it's really made me realize too? We're so much closer connected than what we're being told. Everybody's got a relatable thing that we are all going through.
Yes.
And the more we're told not to think or talk about those things,
disconnects us.
It just disconnects us. And
our stories connect us.
Totally. And it's the worst thing to see is when people island themselves and think that they're alone and that they have nothing. And, you know, like that's just not the way human nature or community works.
Oh my gosh. I remember thinking I was so alone when I was going through my health issues. I never wanted anyone to see me as weak. I never told anybody about what I was going through. And when I first started in Young Living, I remember thinking, I don't want to tell people all the stuff that I have wrong with me. That sounds terrible. But actually through that, I made so many close relationships. I realized that there was so many other people that were going through what I was going through, and that I was far from alone. And so, yeah, to be fair, there is a fair bit of research about frankincense versus the big C. I know. Yes, and so, yes, that is to be fair. And so what I will say is PubMed is a really great resource. Google, you're going to find information from whatever way you want to find it. Really, whatever side of the argument you want to be on, you're going to find it. But PubMed is very like scientific based. And so go on there and just do some research about some frankincense. And there's like 18,000, I believe now.
Oh, it's probably
documented studies, like documented from scientists about frankincense alone. So I took 17 pills a day before a while. Now I take none. I went into the doctors when I was going through this thing, and my doctor was like, you're not on anything? You're almost 40. You're not on any medication? I was like, no. She's like, so do you like need birth control or something? I was like, no, I'm good. I have 3 kids. And but it's just like, that goes to show though, like, right, how powerful that is, from like where I was to where I am now. And Tanya, I know, and we could talk to so many people that have had the same wins. Again, always be safe and do things smart and do your research. And thank you guys so much for being here tonight and for listening to us. We appreciate your time so much. And we will get this replay up with a shareable link soon if you have anybody that you want to share this with.
Yes, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, guys. Yeah. Have an amazing Friday, and we'll talk to you later.
Yep.
Bye.
Ciao.